Hi there, good morning. Welcome to the archives. Today is December 1st, which is why I have my red on. I'm also trying to do this quickly because I've been paying attention to when I have the best lighting in here, and I'm I had to rush to get dressed to get this done. So I'm going to do a few videos today. Today is December 1st, it's World AIDS Day. Um, I hope you take a moment today to reflect on the HIV/AIDS epidemic. I saw that Donald Trump over in the United States said that he's not going to commemorate it. And today I was thinking it didn't help what we already saw in terms of the blowjob allegations, but him not wanting to acknowledge World AIDS Day for sure to me is like, oh, something is going on here. Because other like why are you attacking the HIV/AIDS movement? Like it's just super weird. Um, for those who don't know, I used to do, I was a sexual health educator. So I used to teach about HIV and AIDS and other STIs. And so, yeah, today I am definitely going to take some time to think about all those who have been lost, um, the stigma that's still there, that still exists, the attacks like we're seeing today that are still there. And so I hope you take a moment today to think about um, those living with HIV and all of the loss, right? We know what a huge impact the COVID-19 pandemic had on all of us, right? And I think for millennials and Gen Zs and those of us that are younger, COVID-19 gave us a glimpse of what it would have looked like during the height of the AIDS epidemic, right? All of the lives that were being lost. And I can't imagine a government official in a couple years, if we do have a date to commemorate the COVID-19 pandemic, being like, we're not going to commemorate it, right? Like, what an insult, what a slap in the face to all of the lives that were lost. And not just even the lives that are lost, right? Like the family members, even if you've never gotten COVID, I've never tested positive for COVID yet. That doesn't mean I haven't had it, right? Maybe I've had it at some point and just never tested it, but I've never tested positive for COVID. And yet I still have been impacted by COVID, right? And so it's not just those who have HIV, their friends or families or folks who love people living with HIV. And so I just wanted to put that out there. It's just such a weird attack. Um, so speaking of sexual health, I've been reading Oh Sis, You're Pregnant, the ultimate guide to Black pregnancy and motherhood. Beautiful cover art, eh? Oh my God, I think pregnant bellies are so beautiful. Just look how beautiful it is. So, Oh Sis, You're Pregnant, the ultimate guide to Black pregnancy and motherhood. And this is by Shanica Boswell. And so I have been reading this. I started this yesterday, a couple days ago. I'm almost done. I'm going to try to finish it today so I can return it. But the back it says, Birthing While Black. How should you make your birth announcement on social media? What are the best protective hairstyles for labor? And where is the pregnancy guide focusing on Black maternal birth rate? Oh, and what is really, hold on, let me start that over. And where is a pregnancy guide focusing on Black maternal health rates and what it really looks like to be Black and pregnant? Oh Sis, You're Pregnant is the essential companion for Black moms to be. Black Moms blog founder Shanica Boswell tackles hard and uncomfortable topics. Hemorrhoids are a thing, ladies, paired with true stories of pregnancy, labor, delivery, motherhood, and lessons learned. Inside Oh Sis, You're Pregnant, new or seasoned Black mothers will find answers to questions about financial natal planning, maintaining relationships during motherhood, and advocating for your rights in today's world. Interviews with experts, including an OBGYN, nutritionist, founder of the National Black Doula Association, and more. And so this is something that I've been just reading to kind of figure out my own um, pregnancy mother journey. Uh, yeah. So this is about the author. Shanica Boswell is a woman of many talents. She is a friend, a mother, a serial entrepreneur, an author, a facilitator of women's healing circles. She is most widely known for being the creator of Black Moms Blog, a global collaborative platform that discusses parenting, culture, and lifestyle from a Black mom's point of view. And so, yeah, this is Shanika talks about self care. She's been featured on major television syndications such as OWN Network, CNN's HLN, Weekend Express. She's been a guest moderator on Saturday mornings, uh, spoken numerous conferences on millennial Black motherhood. And in this book, she talks about becoming pregnant at 22 and figuring out what that journey looked like for her. And so I'm really appreciating it. It focuses specifically heavily on cis women, but at the same time, it acknowledges trans folks as well too, LGBTQ folks as well too. Um, there is, I love this image here of like the different stages and how in the end it's the size of a watermelon. So it kind of gives you a guide, an understanding of how big. Um, like I said, there's really beautiful illustrations. It goes through the different um, what it's like to first find out your what when you get your test. I went through yesterday the birth plan. It gives you a really detailed a sample of a birth plan, for instance, right? Different questions you should consider. It goes to a list of things that you need to prepare, right? Are you financially ready? What are some things to consider to figure out if you're financially prepared? It talks, like it says, with the nutritionist. So, what are some of the foods you need to be incorporating? What are some of the foods you need to be avoiding when you're pregnant? How to have difficult conversations. She talks about telling her mom she didn't want her mom in the labor delivery room, right? So how do you set boundaries, um, including your partner, all that kind of stuff, right? Like a list of things that you need for maybe your baby registry, cribs, diapers. I love how specific it got into in terms of like diapers, right? Just how many diapers you're going to go through. Let me see if I can find that section. But I think sometimes um, I grew up, I've really been, honestly, if I don't have kids, I would be okay with it because I feel like I've mothered a lot of different people, right? As an eldest daughter, I feel like I was like taking care of kids from such an early age. And so a lot of the things that first time moms are learning, I feel like I was able to get a glimpse of just how hard it is, right? And so, but you don't know until you are a mom, right? I cannot pretend to even know what it's like to be a mom. But this book gives you an idea, like for real, right? Hemorrhoids. It talks about orgasmic births, um, hypnobirthing, water births, right? Those who have unassisted births, where you should birth. It talks about West African and East African trends. So many different things, right? So many different things focusing on your credit scores, diapers. And so there's a section here that's just like, I think it's like you go through 300 diapers a month or something like that, right? What to look for in terms of cribs, co-sleepers, she talks about why it's important to have a baby bathtub, a baby kit that includes a thermometer, like nail clippers, snot bulbs, rocking chairs, so many, like car seats, where is the part on breast pumps, diapers. So just to give you an idea, she says on average, a baby from 0 to 6 months goes through 8 to 12 diapers a day. That is around 300 diapers a month. A baby from 6 to 12 months averages 8 diapers per day. So it's 240 diapers per month, right? And so she says, rather than buying in bulk for the whole year, buy for the month, what to pack when you're going to the hospital, all that kind of stuff. And so it talks about preeclampsia, um, so your health, the Black maternal mortality rates, which is really important. And speaking of that, I also got from the library Birthing Justice. So this is a DVD. This is a DVD that I got from the library that I watched last night. So it says, the film addresses the myriad issues fueling the maternal health crisis within the African American community while advocating for best practices that enhance birthing equity for all women, especially Black women. Through the telling of personal experiences, a picture emerges of a systemic lack in the maternal health care based on race. To contextualize those deficiencies, the film also explores American medical history, revealing how the impacts of eugenics and a sweeping medical report called the Flexner Report. So learning about the Flexner Report was just like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And how it continues to impact medical training for Black doctors and outcomes for Black patients over a century after they were conceived. Through these stories, what emerges again and again as one of the chief solutions to Black maternal health is a diversified medical labor force, with surveys revealing persistent implicit biases across the field. The health, the film also looks at other ways that positive maternal and pregnancy outcomes are achieved for Black mothers, including incorporating and training doulas, in hospital nurse midwives, and pending congressional legislation, transforming this narrative of tragedy into one of hope. Birthing Justice flips the victim blaming paradigm by centering on the lived experiences of Black women and their advocates as they fix a broken system and transform the future, one birth at a time. So it's 86 minutes. It came out in 2003, and again, this is Birthing Justice. Orangeville? Oh, McIntyre Media. What is Orangeville, Ontario doing here? Okay. Um, Ottawa Library. Yeah, so this is, I wish it had, let me try to pull up, one second. Okay, I wanted to pull up some of the film credits. You can also, Ayira, you don't need to do that. Ayira, um, you can also watch it apparently on Tubi and Canopy for free as well too. So the credits, I wanted to credit, because this doesn't have the film credits on the DVD, but the executive producers are Allyson Felix, Jacoba Atlas, and Denise Pines. The director is Monique and Matthews. The co-producers are Naomi Renz, Schleifer, and Shasheen Artists. And so it's written by Jacoba Atlas and Monique and Matthews. So those are some of the that's the film credits. Yeah, Birthing Justice, which is a DVD, it's a documentary. You can get it for free on Canopy. It looks like it's also on Tubi, and also Osis, You're Pregnant, The Ultimate Guide to Pregnancy and Motherhood, to Black pregnancy. And people ask, like, how come you're always centering Black women or Black people? Well, because like the film says, these stats, stats are not great across the board, right? But they're worse for Black women, and that's because of the racism, right? That's because people don't see Black women as actual human beings. They don't actually care. If you've been seeing the videos recently of the woman who was in active labor and went to the emergency room and they turned her away, and she gave birth 8 minutes later in the car. That's why I focus on Black women. That's why people focus specifically on Black women, because the rest of you don't. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm like getting fired up. So until next time, in solidarity.